Good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday to you. Hope everyone's well. The sun is shining and it's absolutely gorgeous out there, which is absolutely great. So I shall be in the garden later, foraging around and doing what I do. Yeah, we went to Bat Hill pop up last night at the bar. The Solo bar. It's the shop and it's the back of there. Really, really great evening with the girls from Surrey Circle. So that was a really, really lovely evening. Yeah, if you don't know, it's in Reigate. A beautiful little lady shop, and the back of it is this beautiful coffee shop, which the Bat Hill Gin had taken over for the evening as a pop-up, which was absolutely amazing. So let me have a look, see if I can get the boys. Hopefully they're not here yet, but let's fire them up and make sure they've had their coffee, literally. I know I've had mine. Already, fantastic. Cool. Nice and busy this morning. Hi to everyone. Hi, Emma. Yay. Hello. You all right? Good, good, good. It's just me this morning. I think when you put out on the post, it's usually just me, so it's easier to chat. Usually Rob's in the other room watching it, and then sometimes if I need guidance or help, he's the one, looking things up. So please introduce yourself, your business, and what you make and sell.
Sure. We're Dan and James. I'm Dan. This is James, and we are Coffee Flamingo. We sell artisan coffee in beans and ground in 3 different bag sizes.
Fantastic. And one of the questions is, why did you set up your business, and how did you come up with your business name? Looking forward to hearing about this one.
Ready. It's actually been a sort of ambition for quite some time, stemming from way back. We have a passion for coffee. I've loved coffee for a long time. Always like trying to find different coffees and go to coffee shops and all that sort of, most people do. And then the pandemic hit and we went into lockdown and all that sort of stuff. And I think there was a sort of turning point where we said, you know what? You never know what's going to happen. So it's as good a time as any to actually start putting down some ideas and really make the ambition a reality.
Wow, yeah.
And this is a stepping stone to hopefully a bigger picture. But yeah, that's sort of the short version of how it came. Obviously, we had a bit of extra time in lockdown, so that helps. So you end up, getting a bit more into it than when you're in your day-to-day job and stuff. The name is an interesting sort of. We have, you might be able to see some in the background. Might be a bit too small, but we have sort of flamingo type things dotted around the house, and we always sort of have really. So when we were thinking of names, that was something that first of all came to mind. And Dan's been called a flamboyant character on occasion, so that sort of fit the narrative. And then when we've done a bit more investigation into flamingos, and we wanted the name to really represent us. We didn't just want it to be like it's a flamingo, it's flamingo coffee, whatever. It needed to represent us, and our favourite bean is a Peru bean, single origin Peru. And basically that came about because Dan was experimenting with roasting at home, which is how this all sort of started, really. And that was the bean that we found that we liked the most. Sorry, this is a bit of a convoluted story, but I'll keep
No, go for it. No, it's brilliant.
And from there, we investigated. We started doing a bit of research into Peru and the flamingos, and basically in Peru, history, the Moche people used to depict things on ceramic pottery, and one of the real prominent figures of flamingos. So then we were like, oh, hang on, flamingos, Peru, favourite bean. It's all started to link up and come together. So that is basically where we were like, it has to be Coffee Flamingo, surely. It's written in the stars there. So yeah, that's, as I say, it's a bit convoluted, but that's how it came about, essentially.
And I love it as well when you do an Instagram post. There's some really cool flamingos, dancing ones and all sorts, isn't there? Which is great. And it's also interesting when you say about that, because obviously with our characters we've got with the zebra and all of that, and there's bits about that we found out about the different animals. It's really quite interesting, isn't it? That makes it more about your product as well, which is quite interesting. Yeah.
have their identity as well, don't they? So that's
Yeah,
sort of, we wanted
yeah,
something similar vein that we are obviously Coffee Flamingo, but we wanted the flamingo to have something about it and be a personality in itself.
yeah, and it does make you stand out as well, isn't it? As well, when you see your brand and you see whatever, exactly what it is, and it's you guys, and it's you're selling yourself and about what you're about, which is great, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, nice. That's the aim, isn't it? That's the
yeah,
ambition of creating a
yeah.
brand.
And it's really interesting. That's why when I first started doing the 10 at 10s was just asking about the business name, because there's a lot of businesses we work with, and it started with Parkgate Pottery. She bought something from us, and I realised that Parkgate Pottery, she lives in Parkgate. Her road is Parkgate. So, oh, there we go. So Parkgate Pottery, and that's when we started asking, because it's that's a whole new ball game of then trying to get a name and then making sure on Instagram somebody else hasn't got it. And also with myself sometimes when I'm trying to tag people, like, oh my god, trying to find them, so there's people that have underscores and all sorts of craziness, don't they, to make them stand out a bit. So whereabouts are you based, and where is your workspace?
Yeah, so we're in Reigate. I just let Dan talk.
No, go on, you start.
We're just south of Reigate, actually, near Gatwick, but it's easier to say Reigate. It's nice, And so yeah, this is it. This is us at home essentially. So yeah, I mean,
Another kitchen table, is it?
Exactly.
Yes,
yeah.
And I say, I think we need to start taking pictures of all these kitchen tables. Yesterday, talking to Happy Paws and Claws, she was like, "You're not seeing my table," which was it all happens at the kitchen table, doesn't it? So, question to ask as well: have you a favourite item, a favourite kind of the bean that you do? Is there something special to you? Is it your first one you ever made, or something?
Yeah, so as James said, the brew is our favourite. I've got a
There we go. Yep.
So the Peru beans are favourite, because when I started trying to roast beans myself, that was the one that really stood out for us and really tasted the best. Great everyday drinker. And then obviously the it's got a very special place in our heart. So yeah, the Peruvian, definitely.
Cool. I loved as well the other day, Oh My Fudge, that was next to you at the event, and her husband got home and he absolutely loved your coffee, which was absolutely great. He got his third cup, so it was really nice to see that, because sometimes as well, it can all be about how things look, but also how it tastes as well, which is really important. I know that's really important to both of you, isn't it?
That was really sweet of them actually to do a post. And the coffee and fudge, I mean, it is like match made in heaven, really.
That's why I put you two together.
Yeah, exactly. And her fudge is so good as well. It's just amazing. And I mean, it's just so sweet that it's just a lovely post, and it's great for us to get that sort of feedback. We always sort of say is, whatever the feedback is, it's positive for us, because we're still a relatively new organisation or business, whatever you want to call it. So whether there's criticism in there, whatever it may be, it's positive for us, because it improves us and we get better. But it's lovely that everyone that tries our coffee seems to love it, and that's that's the job.
And it is important, isn't it, as well, with people as well, just to give a feedback, put something on Instagram, because it all just makes you feel really good, doesn't it, to have great feedback. And I must admit, from the last September, some of the posts were just amazing, which and the kind of friendships that are starting to build, and the community that we talk about at our events, and that's really important to us. So have you been working on anything new at all this year?
Oof, we've had a few things that we've launched recently. Do you want to just touch them very briefly, and then we can say
go on.
Yeah, so we started off with smallish bags, so 227 grams. We've actually extended that now to a 500 gram and a 1 kilo bag. That got a lot of feedback from our customers saying they'd like the bigger bags. So we've done that. We've really pushed our subscriptions. So we do monthly and weekly subscriptions. Every product you get 20% off if you do those subscriptions. But the most recent thing that we're really proud of is our pick and mix subscription. So depending on the interval, you'll get a different coffee each week or each month based on what your subscription cycle is. So you'll be able to taste every product that we've got in our range. So that's something that's really taken off the last couple of weeks, actually. So we're really proud of that.
Fantastic. Yeah, we were talking yesterday on Happy Pause and Cause, the whole pick and mix. It's really, isn't it, that, you know, you can be individual and choose what you want as well, instead with the customer having that choice is really important.
Absolutely. And I think especially with, I think it's different. I think coffee is one of those things where people want to try different things as well, and they don't necessarily, they know what they like, but then often if they like coffee, they want to try all different varieties. Good opportunity for, you don't have to sit in one box. You can try different things, and you can do what you want to do. And I've just seen a question. We do beans and ground. Sorry, Jason.
That's Emma.
So
yeah, she's terrible. Yeah, go on.
So that's sort of why that came about, and there was a lot of people wanting to try different things, and at the time we didn't have a method, so we really put a lot of emphasis and time into trying to work out a way that we could make sure everyone tried. It's a thing, but the sort of boring back of house stuff actually takes quite a long time to work out. Logistically, you can make sure that works for each customer.
So with that question, do you do bean and ground then, or is it just the beans? Yeah,
we do both. So you can get all of our products. So was it six
products
in ground. So, you know, whatever, it depends on how you're brewing and what your preferred method is. We do both, but the taste is the same for either. It's just that one's ground before it's bagged and the other isn't. The beans go straight in the bag.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, because there are some people, and I know with one of your posts, I saw you guys with their coffee machine, and I was like, we've got exactly the same coffee machine. So I was quite chuffed with that.
It's good mid-range sort of bean to cup machine. You don't have to spend loads of money to get good coffee.
Not so I remember a while ago in, I don't know if you're in Borough Market, and they used to have this really cool coffee, and they would have it in the paper, and then it would just with the ground the beans, and then they put the hot water, and it would drip into your cup, and it was just awesome. I don't know if it's still there, but I just thought that was such great showmanship of, you know, you'd be waiting for it all dripping through, and then you've got your coffee, and it was all really, really fresh. And it's a place to check out in Borough Market. So as you know, we have an ethos, a saying to be friendly, creative, and unique. Is there an ethos, a saying, or anything that you kind of go with?
Yeah, I'll start and Dan can expand. But basically, it's very much, when we started this, we didn't, you know, and I don't want to criticise any other organisation, but it can be very sort of, for want of a better word, a bit snobby. There's, you know, people talk about coffee in the same way they do wine, which is great if you're really, if you're a real enthusiast. And one thing we wanted it to be is for everyone, wanted it to be simple, wanted it to be easy to understand, and we wanted it to be ethical. So for us, it was just, and hopefully our website conveys that, it's just a simple website with some key details about the coffee to explain the flavour you might get and what you can expect from it, without it being too intense about the things that a lot of people don't understand anyway. And I think that was just really key for us, that we just wanted it to be really simple and for everyone, not just for people that really.
Yeah, and we've really found that at the markets that we've been to, when people are trying our coffee in front of us, they also nervous about what to get and what to look at and try. And as James said, we didn't want that. Coffee should be enjoyed by everyone. You shouldn't feel nervous or overwhelmed by the variety of choices. So as I said, we try and keep it very simple, keep the flavour profile simple and easy to understand. And then when everyone tries our coffee, they always keep telling us that it's completely different to what they would expect from the high street coffee chain and things like that. And a lot of people find that they always start off with, "Is your coffee bitter?" And we're like, no, none of it is bitter. And we always give our coffee black as well, so that you can get the true flavour of it. And a lot of people, again, are like, "Oh, I don't normally drink black coffee." And we're like, just give it a go and see how you get. And they're blown away by how smooth it is, and how they can actually drink it black. And as James, that's really what we wanted from our product. We wanted it to be available for everyone. No snobbery, no convoluted marketing jargon. It's just or single origin coffee in beautiful flavours, really. And what's great about our mix selection is everyone can try the different varieties and then really truly understand the different flavor profiles. So just to give an example, our Brazil bean is probably one of our most popular at the moment, and that's a very standard coffee you get in most high street coffee shops and things like that, and it's a very strong chocolatey, nutty kind of flavor. And then we say to them, the Peru the Peru's more of your everyday kind of drinking when you're in the office, that kind of thing. And it's got fruity notes to it, but it's a lot smoother. And everyone can tell the difference, whether they're a coffee connoisseur or, you know, a tea drinker. They can actually tell the difference, and they can see why you would have the Peru every day and then why you would have the Brazil for maybe your weekend drink or your hit first thing in the morning. And again, that just resonates with us massively. It makes us so happy because it shows us what out there is actually getting out there.
Yep, definitely. And what you said earlier, I mean, you know, the high street kind of coffee shops, there are, you know, I won't touch them with a barge pole. And to be honest, half of it, when I used to have them, I would have the most severe bellyache from their coffee. So, and, you know, it's just vile. You know, there's a new one that's opening Dorking and it looks lovely inside, but I won't step foot in it. And it's about, you know, the local kind of coffee shops, because you get a little bit more and the love of the coffee. And I like what you were saying earlier as well. It's almost like, you know, when you like different wines and you understand what red wines are about and Merlot and all of that stuff, it's very much the same with coffee, isn't it? And you have people that will say, well, I like my coffee very weak, I like it strong, I like it that roasted, that kind of thing. And, you know, people do understand, I think, about coffee. You're getting some really lovely comments popping up. Yeah. With the Brazilian, thank you. I hope she means coffee and nothing else. And, you know, as well, you know, what was lovely when you were at the event as well was people were buying the coffee for, you know, I've got a friend's birthday. What a great gift. And it is a really nice little gift as well. And for people to try new things, isn't it? So a question to ask as well. What are your goals and dreams for this year? You're sort of getting there with them, aren't you?
For this year, we really want to get, because of the pandemic, now that people can get out there and really meet their customers face to face, we want to do a lot more of that. That's why, you know, we're so excited to be partnering with yourselves and attending the markets at Dorking Hall, so that we can really meet our customers and talk through our products and really showcase ourselves and what we're offering. Proper future aspirations for us, we'd love to own our own coffee shop eventually.
Oh, wow.
I dream, we're both really into our health and fitness, and a dream of ours to have a coffee shop that obviously sells our coffee, sells healthy food, but in the it will also have like a workout studio. James is a trained, qualified personal trainer, so he'll be able to do personal training sessions in the back. And then what we would do is say, "Oh, come into the front now, have a nice coffee to cool down, have a nice food," and that's the dream, really, have our own coffee shop.
Wow, yeah, I love that. We were down in Brighton the other day, and the other end of the pier, there was like a little gym there and a little coffee, and it was really, really, really lovely, actually. So I kind of understand exactly what you're all about. It's great to have a dream. Is there anywhere particular that you'd like to open the coffee shop at all?
Ooh, if you're dreaming, go on, Daniel.
Yeah. The idea and the dream all come from our holidays in Los Angeles.
Yep.
So I've always wanted to move there since I was 13.
Yeah.
So we'd love to open a coffee shop in Los Angeles, and
wow,
that's the dream. But, you know, maybe being a bit more realistic in the UK. Obviously, we love our local areas. We want to stay local. We want to keep that community. So starting off in our local area of Brighton would be fantastic. Brighton's obviously not far from us, and has a special place in our heart as well, because it's our closest seaside resort. So we used to go there quite a lot as children. Yeah. So always have that nostalgia. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? We're everywhere and everywhere.
I think I'm not sorry, Jason. Another point is that we want the brand to actually be really strong as well. We want it to be a community, and that's the thing that we like to the Dapper and Suave markets, actually, is that it cultivates a really community with everyone. Definitely. And people understanding your brand. I think that's a good thing with the markets. You get to explain what you're about and actually talk to people. Really positive from our point of view. Yeah,
and you know, and that's what, you know, we with our markets, it's trying to just take on board, I think I was sort of saying yesterday, it's almost, if you're just going to come along, sit there and not interact, then you're not right for our markets. And I will be very strongly about that. And, I knew straight away, we saw you guys at Love Reigate, but we walked past and work, but you were too busy with customers, which was great. And I thought, we need to get these guys on board, because also we haven't got anyone that does coffee. And I just looked at your brand and your passion about what you're about, and I thought they'll just fit in so well. And you did. It was great seeing you up on the stage. There you were, and you could see the sign, and when you walk into the room, you're like, oh, what's this about? And so yeah, you did amazingly well, which was great. And
Oh,
a question there as well is, who would you say is your support network? Yeah.
Oh, we got. I mean, obviously each other.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we got a good family network around us, and we're lucky enough to, be able to call upon our family when necessary. But yeah, I think we are quite dependent on each other at times, aren't we?
Yeah, and also the partnerships that we've built over the last probably 4 to 6 months with yourselves, with Love Reigate. Yeah. We've just started a venture with a LGBTQ plus bookstore in Manchester called Curated.
Yeah.
Started a partnership with them, and also the Canal Street card in Manchester.
Yeah.
So of those partnerships that we're starting to build, they're really, really supportive of us. As I said, you guys are super supportive, not just in the events, but outside the events, showcasing all of the products and businesses that you guys support. So yeah, we value our partners, people like yourselves.
Thank you. And like I say, when you talk about Manchester, and I'm kind of working on something kind of next year that it will give us the opportunity as of you guys and all the other stallholders, that we can go to all these other markets and pop up there as well, and trying to sort of come together as well. We talk about the community, not competition, and I want to go a little bit bigger with that. I really want to shout out to all the UK markets around Britain, everywhere, and I want to be alongside those guys as well, so that we can open the doors to you guys to say, actually, I want to do a market in London. Here we go, and that sort of thing. So that's something that I'm really excited to be working on, now and the next year, which is really exciting. So what events are you doing with Curated by Dapper and Suave?
We've got. I'm terrible with dates.
So we're attending the event in October, which is in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. God, yeah.
Also attending the event on the beginning of November as well.
Yeah.
You've just signed up to your partnership with the wonderful charity Cherry Tree.
Yeah.
So we'll be there on the 27th of November.
Yeah, 27th November. Yeah, that's great. And that's lovely as well, because I get a chance to actually be Dapper and Suave, which I love being. So, with you, as you know, Curated, I'm very much the host, and Rob is, there as Dapper and Suave. Half the time when I go over, he politely tells me to go away or whatever. So I just leave him to it. But he's really good at what he does. And, I'm very proud of, on the events as well. And so many people look up to him, the way he kind of, it's all that thing, isn't it? We can be chatting to each other, but as soon as a customer, boom, conversation stopped, where if people want to carry on those conversations, ignore the customers, and then they say to me, well, I didn't do very good at your event. Well, maybe stop talking to the other person, and then you might sell something, because it's all about, selling you and the brand, isn't it? Which is great. So, yeah. And so I'm going to ask the last question, which I always ask. So I think you already said it, but why did you choose to work with us?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I did just mention, but
yeah,
it's partly to do with the community and your support, and you've been you guys are very clear about communication and how everything will work, and trying to bring people together so that there's a bit of a melting pot of ideas, and it's just nice to be able to interact with other businesses, because even from just September's event, we've had some ideas, having had conversations and been able to meet people, talk to other creators. So that's one really positive. I mean, it's probably the biggest positive, but also your ethos is, it links with what we think and what we want our business to be. And I think your idea about how you lay out the events, there's lots of reasons why.
Yeah,
it's really good to sort of be involved with your market. To be honest, I could probably go on for ages.
The community feel that you guys come across, you know, as you said, it's not competitive at all. It is a community. We're all there to do the same thing and showcase one another's brands. You know, as James, we were next to Oh My Fudge. The fudge is amazing. You know, guys, go and check them out. Totally. We really love that community feel that you guys offer, and then obviously the support that you and Rob provide the individual businesses. You know, you tailor your support based on the business and based on the personalities of the business owners, and we really love that. And then just obviously the ethos that you guys have totally resonates with us personally as well as business wise. So we just love working with you guys. You know, you're fun guys to be around. So really.
Thank you. That's really kind. And you know, one thing that I love about this, you know, is it's all the words that you put together. It's a community, it's a family, it's a network. We've got diversity and all of that, and that's a word that's very strong at the moment to me, and something that I'm really, you know, proud to say that, you know, you come to it and there's, you know, it doesn't matter about your race, your sexuality, your age, or whatever. There's something there for everyone, and it's really, really, really important. And I think people are really kind of understanding what we're about, and you know, we're there to support small businesses. You know, October, 16 brand new businesses joining us, you know, and that is just unbelievable. And you know, even still, you know, we've just, like I say, we've just got the contracts for next year, just signed them, so for Dorking Hall, so we're all back in the big room, and there's other things, you know, coming up as well. I've just had a message earlier just from somebody, which is really exciting. So I'm just going to contact them. So watch this space. And the thing is as well, isn't it, that we can then tailor it kind of like, oh, okay, we need, oh, actually, coffee guys who do really well for this, or we could do with this kind of jewelry, and then we can pinpoint who we want, which is, you know, and also what I love as well is just with regard to the last event is giving feedback. So if somebody didn't do well, why didn't they do well, how they're going to improve, and all of that sort of stuff, and you know, ready for the next event. You know, I think it's great, isn't it, when we're all helping each other, which is really important. So really great to talk to you. We are back tomorrow with the lovely Rebecca from Dobby and Rose. If you don't know her, she last year, both the events, she wasn't there because she was just having another baby, but her husband did do the events. She's absolutely lovely, and it's really nice because all of the guys at the moment, they're all kind of new people, and she was way back in 2019 with us. So we'll be chatting to her, which is really great. As I say, go and check these guys out. We'll be putting this onto our YouTube video, so you can watch this anytime you want. It also goes on to LinkedIn, all part of the service that we offer, as curated by Dapper Suave. And yeah, really, really great to speak to you. Have you got any events this weekend, or are you taking
No, we were having the first weekend off for seems like an eternity. So we're friends, and we're relaxing, I think. Well, we won't be, but you know what it's like.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure your coffee would go really well in the cocktail. What's the black coffee? The espresso martini.
So we done a little video about that. Actually, if you head to our Instagram page, there's a little video on a recipe that I created, which is really easy and simple. It'll take you 5 minutes to make with our Brazil. Yeah.
And that's what's great with you guys as well, isn't it? That whole sort of, when you're at the events, is seeing other businesses that you might be able to collaborate with and whatever. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys develop and grow. And, you know, I want to be able to, it's great sometimes when we go to just a random place and then all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, there's such and such there. Or, you know, oh God, there's their coffee. And, you know, that's where we're hoping, because, you know, there's a lot of things that come out of these events and the people that come to them. And, you know, we've got Surrey Rocks coming to do a big piece on us, so they'll be there with taking photos, and they're doing a big what's on as well, so it'll be the guide to the next events as well. So, you know, really exciting, lots of people really interested as customers as well to come to our events, which is amazing. Right, I'm gonna love and leave you, as they say, and have a lovely weekend. Pete, put espresso martini, there we go, Rock and Crystal. He's probably on the website already. It's a bit early. Or is it? You know, I remember once going to this really cool...
It's Saturday. So.
Yeah, there's a brunch place, and they were like, you know, Bloody Marys or espresso martini with your breakfast. I was like, yeah, why not? Why not? Cool, excellent. So yeah, have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys in October the 3rd, 2 weeks away. Scary. Take care. All right, see you later. Bye bye.